Okay, let's see about the iReport tool and their features. Okay, so, this is the new JRXML file we have opened. Okay, so these are the properties of the whole file. Okay, these are the properties of JasperSoft file. Okay, if you want to see the individual properties, you can see here. Style properties and parameters properties. So, and band properties are here, and detail one properties here. So this is the property window. Okay, so these are the palette report elements and the tools we need. Okay, so these are the bands: title band, page header band, column header band, detail one band. So these are all bands. So these bands and this is the layout, and it is a common to all Jasper reports. Okay, so whatever Jasper report you want to design, you have to use the same layout, you have to use the same JRXML file. Okay, so styles. So here we need to add our own style sheets. Okay, what is the font style you want to use? What is the font color you want to use? What is the font name you want to use? What are the logos? Whatever logos you want to use, you can use. Okay, so we have to add all those style sheets under styles. Okay, and parameters. These are the default parameters. Okay, for example, if you want to run any report, there we need to give some parameters, input parameters for each and every report, like client ID. So who is the client for this report, or date range, start date and end date. So we have to give these kind of input parameters for each and every report. So we have to define all those parameters under parameters section. Okay, so this is parameters and fields. So what are the fields you want to show in the report, like employee name, employee ID, employee first name, employee last name, or employee SSN, or employee address, or employee benefits. What are the employee benefits? What are the employee um, pays, taxes, okay, deductions, everything. Whatever you want to show, all those fields should be placed under fields. Okay, so next, variables. Okay, if you want to define any variable, if you want to create any new variables, like for example, um, you want to um, find out the benefits. Okay, so if you want to prepare any formula for that particular benefits, you can define the variable under the variable section, and you can prepare your own formula over there. Okay, so you can use the same variable in our report. Okay, wherever you want to show that particular totals. For example, if you want to display the particular employee totals of pays, or a total of benefits, so you can prepare your own variable here. Okay, you can use that variable wherever you want to show the total of particular employee pays, or a total of particular employees benefits. Okay, so in that way. And the scriptlets. So scriptlets means, for example, if you want to develop any new feature. Okay, if the feature, whatever feature we need, that feature if it is not available in the iReport tool, we can develop that feature. Okay, so after you develop that feature, we have to add the scriptlets here. Okay, to use that feature. Okay, whatever the jar file you are going to use, so the jar file we need to include in the libs folder, library files. So whenever you restart your tool, automatically those scriptlets will be available. So you have to use those scriptlets here under the scriptlets. Okay, and title. So title will display at one time for the whole report. Okay, if you generate 1000 pages PDF file, the title will whatever the title you want to display for the one time for a complete page, you can use the title. So that means whatever you write in the title band, that will show only once for the complete report, even though if it is more than 1000 pages. Okay, so page header. So page header means it's a header for each and every page. Okay, for example, if you want to if you want to display the main header for each and every page, you can use the page header. Okay, it will display that particular page header for each and every page. Okay, if it is a 1500 pages file, then it will display 1500 times. Okay, so and column header, so very slight difference between page header and column header. So actually we can build the columns like employee name, employee ID, and employee taxes or something, okay, etc. So you can prepare any kind of columns you want. Okay, so usually the column header will display as a header for that particular column. Okay, but we cannot write any conditions on this column header, but once you use the page header you can write you can apply your conditions. Okay, if you want to display your page header for each one time for two pages, you can display that. Okay, so that is a minor difference between page header and column header. So detail means it's a common, I mean wherever you want to display your data, wherever you want to show your data, then we need to place the data into the detail section. So detail section will display the all results of our SQL. Okay, for example, select star from so and so table. So where do we need to display all these employees information? In the detail section. And column footer and page footer, same thing. And summary, so summary also it will display one time for whole report. So it is like a summary of that particular complete report. Okay, so it is also repeat only one time for the whole report, even if it is more than 1500 or 2000 pages. And background, okay, if you want to display any background for the JRXML reports we are designing, you can use a background image. Okay, usually we don't use this background picture, okay, because if we have a already built-in template is there for all our reports, so we have to open that report and we have to modify it however we want. Okay, so we don't need this background feature. So these are the things about the JSXML report. So if you want to write a query, so you have to open this DB. So query language, it's a SQL. Okay, HQL, Hibernate query language is already there. Okay, so it's a pre-database, I mean it's a sample database. Okay, so we can use the HQL also, Hibernate query language. And usually we use SQL or SYQE. So it's a query executor. Okay, so internal purpose we use SQL. So whenever we are going to publish our report on the Jasper server, we need to use SYQE. Okay, so if you want to write your SQL, you can write your SQL here. Select star from SOMSID. So it should be in the SQL. Okay, so select star from SOMSID, then retrieve field automatically. So even SP also, just if you are going to write an SP, you can call that SP like execute procedure and SP name with the parameters whatever you want. Okay, so then those results will be available here. So see, when we write this query select star from SOMSID, then we have received all these fields. So these are the available columns in this table. So that's why we have populated all these columns here. Okay, so then once it is populated, so then you can click on OK. Okay, if you want to see the preview data, you can click on, you have to click on preview data, then it will load here. So getting data, it is loading. So these are the columns and data we have. Okay, okay, actually it is blank earlier, right? So whenever we run that SQL, then automatically these columns has been populated under the field section. Okay, So these are the columns we have received from our SQL. So just we need to drag and drop these columns. Okay, see, when I drag this field employee ID to the detail section, so this is the employee ID we have received, right? And a label also automatically retrieved. Okay, label, but we need to place the label in the given format. So already you have looked into that functional. So there are labels and resources and nodes, source and nodes and something like this. So whatever the label mentioned, whatever the label name they have mentioned in the functional, we have to use that label here. So if you want to see the properties of this label, it's a static text. Okay, you can see the properties here. So employee ID, employee ID. Okay, and this is the employee ID. So no need to change anything here. So this is the returned column from the database or SQL. Okay. So next, whatever columns you want, you can retrieve. You can drag and drop. Birth date. Okay. Next, sample columns we can retrieve. First name. And last name. Okay. So you can increase the report width here. See. So if you want to see the properties, you can see the width and height. Okay. So we need something more. So 550. Sorry, it's a page width, right? And 650. Okay, so we can decrease, I think, 645. No, 640 maybe. Okay, 640. Okay, next, what is the height of this field? So height of this field is 20. So that band height should be equal to the text fields we are placing. Okay, so height of this field is 20. So what is the height of this band? So 60, 61. So we need to change it to 20. Okay, and same thing here, it is 20. So what is here? It is 125. So we have to change it to 20. Okay, so any empty spaces should not be there in that report. Okay, so just we have designed only the header and the detail section. Okay, so just we need to run the report, compile report. So if there are any errors, it will show here. So compilation running time 281 milliseconds when there is no any errors. Okay, so now you can see the report here. So maybe simply we have wrote select, so we may get thousands of records. So this is the on-screen report. On-screen report means just output of the JRXML we have designed. Okay, so and this is the report we have received from the iReport. Okay, employee ID, social security number, employee group, birthday and first name and last name, and these are the results. Okay, so we got a very few results for the SQL we have written. Okay, so this is the sample report. Then we have to